welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Honor. We are back. It is Thanksgiving night, so happy belated Thanksgiving. And we got a rowdy taste on tonight's episode of Ring of Honor because Ronda Rousey made her Ring of Honor debut. That is right. The UFC Hall of Famer, the former WWE Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey, she made her debut. So basically, in case you really lived underneath a rock, last Thursday, Ronda and Marina tagged up to wrestle Athena and Billy at a indie show called PW Revolver that took place in Los Angeles. And then there were rumors and speculations that she was backstage at Collision and Rampage on Friday. So everyone was like, "Oh my God, I think Ronda's the signee," which I was really hoping she wasn't. Thank God she wasn't. And they had recorded this match at the end of the Rampage and Collision taping, and it was Athena and Billy Starks versus Marina and a mystery opponent ended up being Ronda. That was our big main event. And we'll get to the match, but the match fucking was amazing. Best Ring of Honor TV main event since Tony Khan took over the company. But nonetheless, we have a lot more to get to. So let's review episode number 39. So we start the episode with an Athena and Billy Starks promo. Athena and Billy declare an open challenge to any women's tag team in the back that thinks they could step up to them. Athena and Starks leaves as Fear comes into the picture and calling her tag team partner. We don't know who it is, but we all know who it was because Ring of Honor is not live. They pre-record everything. And if you really want to know the results and the spoilers before every Thursday live episode, it's very easy to find that out. Next, our opening match, we had the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Shibata has returned to Ring of Honor. Congratulations. And he's wrestling Trent Beretta. I really like Beretta's single run that he's having right now in Ring of Honor, especially since Chuck Taylor is hurt and it'll be a while before the best friends can reunite. So why have Chuck Taylor or why have Trent Beretta do nothing when you could just put him in Ring of Honor? So this match showed the more like technical side of Beretta, which is like the point of all these pure rules matches, and this is not the only pure rules match that we see on this episode. Shibata wins as he moves to 8-0 in pure rules matches as he inches closer to final battle. And we're going to talk about this more as we get to the end of this episode, but we are 3 weeks away and we have yet to announce a match. Is anyone else nervous? It's giving Death Before Dishonor where we were the week of the show and we didn't have a pay-per-view match announced. And we were all freaking out, but that show was really good, so it paid off. But still, we need to announce some matches. Next, we had so this also my alternative title to this episode was "Why are there so many multi-person matches?" Because it was like two four-corner Survivor singles. It was like a men and a women's and a tag team, and it's like, whoa, why? So we have the women's up first. We have Trish Adora versus Diamante versus Kiera Hogan versus Willow Nightingale. And it's been quite a while since we've actually heard Ian and Caprice rap and sing to Nightingale's theme song, so that was really fun to hear for the first time in I think like 2 or 3 weeks. And this match honestly proved why the Ring of Honor Women's Division is so hot right now, and there's so many viable contenders for that title. And we've seen, I think, every single person within this match challenge at one point or another Athena, and they lost. But when Athena eventually loses that title, whether it to be to Billy Starks, hopefully not Ronda Rousey, whether it be somebody else, there's so many viable people that can help carry the Ring of Honor Women's division. And the whole point of Athena kind of being that champion was to establish a division, and she's done that in the past year. It's been amazing. So division's in good hands if Athena is going to move up to be on Dynamite and Rampage and Collision in the future, which I think is going to happen after Final Battle. And the crazy thing about this match is most of these women had like a crazy winning streak going in. Kiera Hogan was trying to go for a 7 straight win streak. Willow was trying to go to a 6 win streak, which she did because she won the match. So that was really cool that all four of these women kind of had like a momentum going for them going into the match. Like I said, Willow won. I don't like there's no secondary women's title in Ring of Honor, and I don't think they're gonna do Willow versus Athena again at Final Battle because I think we really are, especially with the ending to the tag team match. I think we are hinting for Billy and Athena at Final Battle. But Willow won in a fun matchup. Hooray. Next, we have the what was supposed to be the conclusion of the Tony Nese Ethan Page feud. Newsflash, did not happen. So before the match starts, Mark Sterling tells us that they canceled group training this week because they are focused on defeating Ethan Page. Again, he tells Aubrey to make sure that they're going to call the match down the middle and that Aubrey's not playing slot, he's not playing sides. And remember, 2 weeks ago, that match against Serpentico which Serpentico beat Tony Nese. He wants to get that match has been officially thrown out because he challenged like Wichita. Like that's the storyline they're going with. Like, okay, buddy, I get it. Trying to fight hard for your client. So towards the end of the match, Sterling tries to get to hold. She tries to hold off Paige's foot to help Nese get the advantage, and Aubrey throws him out from ringside. Paige takes advantage and gets the win. After the match was over, Paige and Nese keep on fighting at it while Sterling calls for security. Like I said, this isn't over. We'll get to it more later on. This match was good, but I feel like we're hinting maybe a steel cage. Maybe a steel cage at Final Battle. That'd be kind of cool. So after this, they showed a highlight video from this past weekend's Full Gear event. Obviously, we had Eddie Kingston successfully defending his Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship against Jay Lethal. They also say that the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship, whoever wins the Continental Classic will be the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion because that title, the New Japan Strong title, and the Continental Classic Championships are all going to be combined. But so my fear was, because I really didn't explain this, I was like, does that mean Eddie Kingston is still the Ring of Honor champion going into Final Battle, or are we going to Final Battle without a champion? But thankfully that's been resolved. It's Eddie Kingston. They also show Samoa Joe and MJF successfully defending the ROH tag titles. And the interesting thing is, because I don't know how severe Max's hip injury is, and his match at World's End is kind of a little bit more important than like the tag team match at Final Battle. So I'm wondering if he's either gonna A, vacate the titles, which because of the because of the Adam storyline, I don't think they're gonna do that, or they're just not gonna use the tag team titles on the show. If they're going to do that, I'm gonna be very angry. So I really hope they don't do that. So that's something to keep in mind. Next, like I said, a lot of multi-person matches on this show. We had the Workhorsemen versus the Iron Savages versus the Infantry versus the West Coast Wrecking Crew. If you're new here, I don't like multi-team tag team matches. I just feel like there's too much going on. It's hard to keep track. The Iron Savages really held their own in this match. They had a lot of the offense, and I really thought they were going to win because if you've been watching the Iron Savages since they've kind of debuted in Ring of Honor, it looks like they're kind of trying to build them towards like the ones that are going to be the Ring of Honor tag team titles whenever we figure out what we're doing with MJF and Adam. So I really thought we were gonna win. They were gonna win, but they didn't. And if anything, this match really proves like why the tag titles need to be on TV because all these tag teams are fighting every single week. We've had multiple weeks where we've had like triple star tag team matches, four-way tag team matches, and all these tag teams are fighting. But for what? The tag titles are never on the show. See the problem here? Like the only time the Ring of Honor tag titles have been defended is like on pay-per-views. Like they were defended at All Out, then they were defended at Wrestle Dream, then they were defended at Full Gear, never defended on Dynamite, never defended. And I'm just talking about like MJF and Adam Cole's reign, like never defended on Dynamite or like a Rampage, the Ring of Honor TV episodes. Like this is the problem. That this is something that we desperately need to fix. And I'm hoping that Tony has a plan going into Final Battle to fix this problem. Hell, I don't even care if you decide to do like a 10-person tag team battle royal and the winner becomes the tag team champions. I don't even care if you do that. But this is something that desperately needs to be fixed. Workhorsemen are on a roll. They get a huge win. And if you've been following the show, you know that I say that the Workhorsemen can never get the job done. They finally got the job done. Hell yeah. So Tony Nese cuts a promo. He says it's not fair that Page got Sterling banned from ringside. He said he had that planned all along. Sterling says that the match doesn't count because he has a manager license and he's required to be there. So it shouldn't count because he wasn't allowed to be there. He looks to talk to the higher up, like the higher Ring of Honor management to solve the situation and says that there will eventually be a third match. Like I said, I'm going to assume this is a steel cage match. Next, we had our second Pure Rules match, and Wheeler Yuta makes his return to Ring of Honor as he faces off against Lee Moriarty. So I'm assuming since every other member of the BCC is in the Continental Classic, they just had nothing else for Yuta to do. So why not just put him in Ring of Honor? Smart. So I'm kind of interested in this because it seemed as if we were kind of building Woods to be the one to beat Shibata. So I'm wondering why this was a pure rules match, and I'm wondering if like since Yuta got the win, is it gonna be like a triple threat? Is it gonna be like Yuta versus Shibata versus Woods? Like, what are we doing here? So I'm interested to see where we go with that. But Yuta dominated most of this matchup. He even bit Moriarty to take advantage and get the win, so he's still showing the heelish versions of the BCC. This match was fine. It just proves why the future is truly bright within Ring of Honor, and it looks like Yuta might be he might be gunning towards a pure title again. But again, kind of confused because I thought we established a number one contender. Next, we had our four-corner men's survival match. We had Lee Johnson versus Jack Cartwheel versus Willie Mack versus Fred Rosser, who has returned. And I said it when he first was in Ring of Honor like a month and a half ago. I was like, I want this guy in Ring of Honor more, and they listened to me, so I'm very excited about that. But I have never seen Jack Cartwheel in a match before this episode. I want to see more of him. He was the complete underdog in this match, but he proved why he should be in there. Like he wasn't just some jobber that was in the match to like get the pin. He was like doing so many cool offensive moves, like the cartwheel name. It showed why that's his like last name in the business. And Lee Johnson must have learned something from all his losses over the last month because he defied the odds and won the four corner survival match. And although they did not show Shane Taylor Promotions watching, you knew they were proud. So now I am going to assume that we are kind of going full force here with like the Shane Taylor Promotions and him joining that faction. And it's going to be kind of like, oh, like now you're gaining wins. Don't you see when you listen to us, you could like win? Something like that. Yeah, it was a good match. Happy Lee won. I thought Willie Mack was gonna win actually, so nice to see something different. Ethan Page does not understand why Mark Sterling gets this side of dispute is over when it should be up to Ethan Page himself and upper management. He says that even though Nese cheated the first time, he still shook Nese's hand because he was the bigger person and followed the rules of the Code of Honor. Because if you don't know, in Ring of Honor, every match you're supposed to adhere to Code of Honor. You're always supposed to shake your opponent's hand. Doesn't always happen. Most times it does. If you want to know, that's why they do it. He does not understand why Nese is trying to change the narrative to benefit him instead of showing the narrative with the truth, and that Page just keeps getting screwed over time after time after time again. Page says he's going to make sure that when they are done, the last thing he's going to do is make sure that Nese shakes his hand. So yes, this is not over. Like I said, to make sure Sterling doesn't get involved, I think a steel cage match is absolutely the way to go. But the interesting thing is, so we still have this TV tournament, like this TV pack challenge that you still need competitors for. And I had actually figured that Nese and Page were both going to be in that six-pack challenge. And unless they're doing this like third match on either next week's Ring of Honor taping or the one after that, it looks like we're gonna have the pay-per-view, and that's really not what I want because I really want Page to win the TV title. So should be interesting to see what happens with that. And now we have our main event. And to be honest, if you follow me on Twitter, and so let me describe to you how I found out the Ronda Rousey debut for Ring of Honor. So first of all, my phone blew up with everybody texting me about it, and I fell asleep rather early, and I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning to my phone with like hundreds of messages. I was really confused, and it was everyone telling me that Ronda Rousey debuted, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, no way. I'm like, this is like really bad. And I had tweeted last Saturday, I apologize for the person I'm going to become if Ronda Rousey defeats Athena because I feel like all the hard work that Athena built up is now going to go to waste because y'all know for a fact if Ronda Rousey wins that title, she's not going to be here every week. And this is something we've praised Athena for, and that's why a lot of people want her to be number one on the PWI 250 this year is because Athena shows up every week and she wrestles every single week. Whether it's a proving grounds match, a tag team match, she's putting her title on the line. She's always wrestling every single week. She is that one constant champion on TV. And if Ronda wins, you're not getting that. So, I did not know what to expect from this match. I knew the PW Revolver match got a lot of praise, but it did not have a definite winner because Athena hit, I believe, Shafir with the title. So this was kind of like we're getting our clean win here. So it truly amazes me too that Shafir literally got no reaction on her entrance at all. And Ronda Rousey got the loudest reaction of the entire 90-minute episode. It was like, whoa, 0 to 100 real quick. They did not use Bad Reputation on the episode. They used another song from Ronda Rousey instead. But if you watch a lot of the live videos that took place from last Friday, they did use Bad Reputation. But, we like to do things legally here and not illegally within wrestling. So early on in the match, every time Athena and Rousey were supposed to face off, Athena quickly tagged in Stark because she was scared. And Ian kept on mentioning on commentary, and I actually completely forgot this, that in WWE, Athena, also known as Ember Moon, used to team up with Ronda Rousey like all the time, and she helped train Ronda. And I was like, whoa, that's a full circle moment right there. And again, I completely forgot that happened. This version of Rousey honestly reminded me of the wrestler we saw with her first run with WWE, like her match at WrestleMania 34. She was enjoying what she was doing. She wanted to learn. She was eager, and she loved it. And that's what we all expected from the second run with her in WWE, and it didn't happen. It didn't exist. And I hate to say this because, like I said, I was very hesitant about this match, and I did not think it was going to be good. But like I said when we first started, this was the best Ring of Honor TV main event that they've had since Tony's taken over the company because the crowd was into it. This is awesome, chance. The commentators were really into it. Like everybody was so into it. And that momentum from tonight's episode needs to follow in to 2024. An episode like this and a match like that is what every single Ring of Honor episode should feel like. Take notes, Tony Khan. You did good. I'm complimenting you for once. Big deals. Um, I did not know really what to expect, but all four women really like exceeded my expectations. And the finish of the match, I knew that Ronda and Marina won, but when I found out literally why they won, I was like, oh my God, yes, love it. So essentially, Athena hits the O phase and goes to pin Ronda, and Billy makes the blind tag. So Ronda's out for the 3 count, and the ref's like, "You're not the legal person, it's Billy." So Athena and Billy are like fighting because Athena's like, "Why did you make the blind tag? I had the win." And Billy's like, "No, no, no, I got it, I got it, I got it." Billy didn't get it. Ronda makes Billy tap out. So this is the second tag team match that Billy Starks has cost Athena, which is why it kind of makes sense that we're kind of leaning to Athena versus Billy Starks, because now I'm assuming either on Twitter, maybe the next hour or next week, there's going to be another emergency meme. And Athena's gonna yell at her. It's gonna be a whole thing, and either Billy's gonna stand up or Athena's gonna be like, you know what, challenge me at final battle because there's no one else here for me to wrestle. So after the match, so the only other reason why I'm hesitant on that is because after the match, Athena goes to hit Rousey with the belt like she did. Maybe she did hit Rousey at the PW Revolver show. She goes to hit her with the belt. She misses. Rousey grabs the belt and like taunts her with it. And then Athena runs out of the ring. Rousey throws the belt and she's clutching on it really, really tight. And they were kind of hinting at like a one-on-one match. So I know Tony has said in the media scrum that this was a one-off. But I don't know if they're kind of like, yeah, can we run that back for Final Battle? Because the other thing too is like they mentioned this on commentary. Thunder Rose has been calling out Athena as well, and since that pay-per-view's in Texas, it kind of makes sense if it's Thunder. But you're just hinting at this huge storyline with Billy Starks. Like, how can you not have it at Final Battle, especially when Athena's like reaching her 1 year as champion? It just makes so much more sense. But if you didn't get anything from that, Ronda Rousey and Marina Shafir won. Overall, I really loved the episode. I really loved the way the episode was paced. There were not too many backstage segments, which has been my major complaint on this show. There were no squash matches. Thank God. Thanksgiving miracle. The episode was only 90 minutes long, and every match got a really long time. Like every match was probably around 10 to 12 minutes, or maybe a little bit longer. Like I think the main event was closer to like 15 to 18, which was a lot of time, especially because we've seen episodes where the main event's gone 5 minutes. And I'll say too, like Rousey getting into a Ring of Honor ring is something I really did not expect in 2023. I don't think anyone expected that in 2023, but she showed that she was really engaged, and I really wouldn't mind if she showed up again, to be honest, if this is the Ronda Rousey that we're going to get on the Indies and in Ring of Honor and wherever else she's going to appear. And my only other problem is, like I said, we are 3 weeks away from Final Battle and we have yet to have an announced match. So, And that is all for episode number 39. We're hitting episode 40 next week, which is really exciting. And I will say, by the time this episode drops, it will be Friday at 10 a.m., which means I will already be landed in North Carolina because I am working WrestleCade this weekend. And I will be with my friends at the big event with Andrade, Mandy Rose, and CJ Perry. So, if you're in North Carolina area or you are going to WrestleCade, make sure you stop by and say hi. Because, yeah, that's fun. And I like to meet all of you. Yay. But yeah, like always, thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week to review episode number 40.